BTC in the low 30s, ETH in the low 2Ks. Will we get there? And what do we need to see to get this market back up towards all-time highs? We break it down in this 10-minute UTG market update. If you want to know what we're looking at and how we're playing this market, stick around as I dive right in. What is up, guys? Tex here, solo around tonight. A big thank you to everyone for all of your support, your subscribes, likes, shares, comments, everything that you have supported us with over the years as we support you here with 100% free content as it should be. A very big thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We really appreciate you, and it's the reason why we keep showing up every day for you. So let's get into this. This was a chart that we shared back on our last live screen. I think we had not yet come down from this 44.7, but we had mentioned that we had made a lower high from this previous high here on the left, which did breach that demand zone, but we were teetering right between this golden pocket zone, this 61 and 50 fib level at 44.7 and 42.5. We had mentioned this lower high, and we had drawn in this trend line, mentioning that we believed that that 38 was going to be the likely outcome here, which aligned at around this 40.2K level. And obviously we have since breached that level and then some. So this was the TA that we drew. We busted straight through that 38. So the weakness in this market that we were anticipating was even weaker than what we expected. And we came here and we respected this 23 fib level almost to the dollar. So where it stands right now for me is that even though we've made, let's say, this sort of double bottom formation here at this 23 fib level, I'm just not seeing the strength in this push. These pushes to the upside from this trend line are getting weaker and weaker. So my anticipation is, unless something drastic happens in the next little bit, we turn on our volume profile, we can see that we're sitting here right now in our value area, which sort of ends around this trend line near this 35K zone. So for myself, unless we see something dramatic here, that's probably going to be the likely outcome for me. I'd really like to see if we make a higher low here and continue to make bounces off this trend line, and perhaps we start to break our way back up towards this 42K zone, or indeed back up towards this 38K zone, where again we're going to teeter around. We see this volume gap, and our point of control, being the highest volume traded for this particular area, sits around that 42K zone, which works quite well, I guess, psychologically. 42 is a pretty relevant zone at the moment, and then we can sort of see as we go up sequentially, 44, a very relevant zone, and then back up towards yearly open in that 50 odd range zone. So if we put on some of our indicators here, we've got gravy train, which shows us that we breached right from, we had this stop long signal here, so we had basically a short signal after our long signal. So let's have a look at that just on some pricing there. So that was an 18% move that gravy train gave us over the matter of a couple of days. We've now had a bearish cross, and we don't often see those, but when we do see them, they are pretty nasty. So I'm just going to turn off this volume profile, turn on gravy train, and give you an indication of what I mean here when we have these bearish crosses on our gravy train indicator. They are not the best. We can see the last one that we had here is on the 17th of Feb. We've got another one now. So unless, again, as I said, we see some strength in this market, I am anticipating more downside moves, where I would expect to move perhaps down to 35. We'll then reassess if we get the sort of the reaction that we would like to see at that trend line, or indeed we head back down to make another low back down towards this previous low at 33.1. If that doesn't work, then of course we go to the daily time frame. Then we have our supply zone all the way back down here. So if we just tidy things up a little bit without that, again, these wicks, that we can see that there's liquidity there. There's people wanting to buy these zones, but again, our liquidity starts to run out around this area, and then it picks up back again down towards that 33K zone. So let's sort of see what happens in this major value area that we have. If we zoom out a little bit again there, just going to tidy that up. Again, your sort of wicks come back down to, again, towards that 32K zone. So let's say 35, 32, 30. Those are going to be the major levels for us to consider. We're still in a bearish element here when it comes to our RSI. We had a beautiful bearish divergence. You can get this RSI for free. Just head to our Tradingview link and you can get that indicator for free, or that oscillator for free. We look at Unicorn. Again, we still have some major MA resistance above us here, and not much telling us that we have some bullish moves inside us. We can see we've got an MA cluster here on this trend line around that 38 level. BTC has a bit of work ahead of it. Certainly has a bit of a work ahead of it. Okay, again, I know there's a lot happening on my screen here, but I understand it and I explain how and why this works inside the Discord free right below us. First time in 4 months that we've opened that up, so come on in and get all the free alpha that we provide every day. So again, the other day on the 7th, a couple of days, or yesterday, I said we've got a couple of chances here. So we've either teed up between this golden pocket zone again. We had this perfect 50 fib resistance and we were sitting right on our point of control, and I said that unless we held that, the likely outcome was going to be that 78. And bang, here we are. So the 78 was the point in which we have sort of simmered a little bit right at the bottom of our gravy cloud. And again, I'm not seeing a load of strength in this market right now. There's not a great deal telling me here that we're going to head back up. If we look at this structure, again, gravy train, beautiful stop long right here, short signal at 2928. And gave us the entry signal here at 2542, and has now just given us a short signal right at the top of this move. So if I show you on the 1 hour time frame, you know, we had this sort of movement, and I'm kind of anticipating this, perhaps this sort of move if we continue to ping pong between these levels. So, you know, this sort of action, this lower high, lower low action, unless we can see a double bottom here and we head back up to retest this golden pocket zone. So a double bottom at that 2464 level on the 1 hour. Again, not seeing a load of strength. On the 4 hour, it's looking even worse. So I'm happy to be proven wrong, but we're heading into the midpoint of this week now, Wednesday, Thursday for Australia. For you guys watching over in the US, the next few days for you, Wednesday, your Wednesday or Thursday. Wednesday typically presents quite a bit of volatility for you. So the next couple of days are going to be potentially violent. So let's just watch to see what happens in this market at the moment. The total market cap, we spoke about this the other day again, and we said if we were going to see something, it needed to be a push back up towards this, let's call it a supply zone here, around that 2 trillion mark. Over the last few days, we've gone from 1.95 trillion down to 1.65 trillion. So a few hundred million wiped off this market at this current time. There's loads of liquidations going on that I'm seeing popping up on Whalebot on Twitter. So this is a volatile market. If you're not experienced in here, no trade is a good trade. Capital preservation is key, and I've been saying that since $64,000 when I anticipated that we were likely close towards the top. I've been heavily tethered since that point. 64K was the zone for me. I've been playing a few swings. I've been getting chewed up a few times on some of these trades as well, and I've been having some good trades as well, but some bad trades too. And if your life is busy like what it is for me, and I know a lot of you guys, stay out of the market. Wait for the opportunities to present themselves. We had a really nice run on Ethereum when we hit the bottom of this channel that I shared with everyone, which was this initial move back here when we broke our channel and started our move back up and then made this lower high. And you know, you do get opportunities like that that present themselves every so often in markets like this. But again, I've been saying this on my video of the Arthur Hayes video. I'll put it in the top right corner for you. This is going to be a volatile year. This is not going to be the year where we anticipate massive bull runs, shitcoins going to the moon, people making billions off SHIB. It's just not the year. The macroeconomic situation that we're seeing at the moment is pretty bearish. It's pretty grim. But if there ever was a time for cryptocurrency and Bitcoin in particular to show its worth and to show what Satoshi made it for, this is the time over in Russia and over in Europe at the moment. So that's the views. I wish they were a little bit more positive. Unfortunately, they are not. And like I said, no trade is a good trade. If you are not experiencing this market, your time will come, crypto's time will come, Bitcoin's time will come, where you can put on your monster long and make some serious dosh. Thank you so much. I am Tex. I love you. Thank you so much for all that you do for us. It keeps us going every single day and showing up for you time after time, day after day. UnityTradingGroup.com. Hit that subscribe button. I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments. Where are we headed? Come into the Discord, share your charts, ask questions. That's what we're here for. We cannot wait to see you in there and to help you succeed and be the best trader you can be. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you next time. Take care.